hopefully the social media companies are going to be aware of that and really putting the resources into stopping any sort of viral spread, as we lead up, especially the days or hours to the election.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that is something that I'm really worried about.
As am I, right? Because, I just want I'd like to just have elections where we're not trying to be influenced, right? And let people make their own decisions. And unfortunately, I think that there's just going to be a lot of dirty games that are played because of the amount of power at stake, especially in this country and our elections here. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I do worry about things like that though. But I am hopeful that, and what also worries me is that when you look at the population that votes and how many of them are, just frankly, like voting, as you get older, you people are going to vote in higher numbers, right? And many of them, I feel like, are not equipped to even begin to understand this technology and what it can do.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, I'm no longer on Facebook, but I've
mhm.
seen, I think it was an article written about there are these accounts that post, synthetically generated images of like special moments in people's lives or whatever. And if you're familiar with kind of the image generation technology, you can pretty quickly tell that these are fake images,
Mhm.
but they'll get tens of thousands of likes and comments and people congratulating, this non-existent grandma on her 115th birthday, or, somebody, some other accomplishment. And, when they're that obvious, and this is like, again, not the most sophisticated of operations that where this is happening, if you start thinking about, third parties, adversaries that, have a lot at stake in this election, you could imagine being much more sophisticated, video, audio, kind of a whole package, and then a network ready to propagate that information across, Twitter or Facebook or other platforms as well.
Absolutely. So, I know we're getting close to time and as we're starting to wrap up, on a happier note, man, what do you think is the most exciting or most promising aspect of this prevalence and rise to prevalence? And what are you most excited about over the next couple of years?
Oh man, it's funny when you say next couple of years. That's hard because when I try to give talks looking out that far ahead, a lot of times things I sketch out will then be released like the next month. So,
All right, let's go
um,
next 6 months
yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.